Chapter 20. The Spirits, Planets, and Data of Magic. The Power of the Planets. So closely bound up with stars is magic that the terms astrologer and magician were formerly almost synonymous. It was not until the 16th century that writers of magical books troubled, as did, for example, Albertus Magnus, to give astrological advice to their readers. They were expected to be masters of star lore already. But even the most accomplished magician preserved, written in his own hand, details of the correspondences of stars with demons, colors, signs, and herbs, and much more besides. It was not enough to know the days and hours ruled by the planets, though this was fundamental. In addition, the magician had to be sure that the work that he was performing came within the purview of the stars whose influences were supposed to be paramount during these times. Again, it would be vain to attempt to conjure spirits of, say, Venus, which rules Friday, on any day of the week but her own. Among the correspondences to be observed were the use of the correct perfumes in the invocatory fire, the employment of the correct metal for inscribing the talisman of the day, hour, or demon, the choice of the stone corresponding to the day in question. By selecting as many correspondences as possible of this nature, the magus could be sure that he was invoking a concentration of all the powers inherent in the items coming under the star which presided over the operation in hand. When the magical circle was drawn, the characters of the planet ruling at the time of the experiment were included, in addition to the sign of the planet and of the spirit whose aid was sought. Here, then, in much the same form as one of the sorcerer's handbooks, are details of the consideration for the 7 planets used in magic, one for each day of the week. Note, the signs and sigils which are present in the book cannot here be represented in audio form, and so will, for the purposes of this audiobook, be left out. Saturn, ruling Saturday under the sign of Aquarius. Perfume, black poppy seeds, henbane and mandrake, lodestone and myrrh, to which is added the brain of a black cat. Wood to be burned in the brazier, oak. Herb, acidilius. Demon of the day, Guland, alias Nabam. Works for the day and planet, life, buildings, doctrines, meditation. Angels, Cassiel, Makatan, Uriel. Metal, lead. Olympic spirit, Aratron. His powers, changing anything into stone or gold, finding familiars, works of alchemy and magic. Colors of the pentacles of Saturn, black. Other operations for this day, Saturday or Tuesday for making the pentacles, and also the knife with the black handle. Astrological stone, turquoise or garnet. Inscription of the leaden talisman of Saturn. First row 492, second row 357, third row 816. Function of this talisman, works of power. In the Hebrew notation, the figures stand for YH, Jehovah. Jupiter, ruling Thursday under the sign of Sagittarius. Perfume, ash plant, lignum aloes, storax, gum, and lapis lazuli. This is made into a paste with the tops of peacock feathers, and stork's blood or the brain of a hart. Wood to be burned in a sacrifice to spirits, pine. Herb, henbane. Demon of the day, silkard. Works for the day and planet, honor, desires, riches, clothing. Angels, Sakiel, Cassiel, Asasiel. Metal for talismans and so on, tin. Olympic spirit, Bethor. His powers, treasure, honors, riches, medicines, longevity. Colors of the pentacles of Jupiter on virgin parchment, azure. Other operations for this day. All unusual operations are to be performed on this day and in this hour. The Grimorium Verum says, make the knife and needle of the art on this day. Stone, sapphire, lapis lazuli, cornelian. Also mentioned, turquoise, diamond, moonstone, and pearl. Inscription for the talisman of Jupiter. First row 4, 14, 15, 1. Second row 9, 7, 6, 12. Third row 5, 11, 10, 8. Fourth row 16, 2, 3, 13. Function of the talisman, protection against sorcery, especially if engraved on coral, generally inscribed on tin, and this word is the interpretation of the numbers according to the Hebrew notation. Mars, ruling Tuesday under the sign of Scorpio. Perfume, euphorbium, bdellium, gum ammoniac, roots of hellebore, lodestone and sulphur. Mix well with the brain of a hart, the blood of a man, and the brain of a black cat. Wood to be burned in a sacrifice to spirits, cedar. Herb, plantain. Demon of the day, Freemost, alias Nambroth. Works of the day and powers of the planet, war, imprisonment, marriage, enmity. Angels, Samael, Satael, Amabiel. Metal, iron. Olympic spirit, Phaleg. His powers, military honors. Colors of the pentacles of Mars on virgin parchment, red. Other operations for this day, making pentacles at midnight when the moon is in the sign of Virgo. Stone, ruby, emerald, jasper, topaz. Inscription for the talisman of Mars. First row 11, 24, 7, 23. Second row 4, 12, 25, 8, 16. Third row 17, 5, 13, 21, 9. Fourth row 10, 18, 1, 14, 22. Fifth row 23, 6, 19, 2, 15. Meaning and use of this talisman, to call the demon of the planet. Interpretation of the numbers of the talisman, Adni, Adonai, Lord. The Sun, ruling Sunday under the sign of Leo. Ruler of the first hour of Sunday, the Sun. Perfume of the planet, cloves, myrrh, frankincense, ambergris, and musk. These were mixed and added to bruised lignum aloes and blended until a sweet perfume was obtained. Then this was added to the brain of an eagle and blood from a white cock. Wood to be burned in a sacrifice to spirits, laurel. Herb, polygynia. Power of the planet, works of hope, money, fortune, inheritance. Demon of the day, Surgat, alias Aquiel. Angels, Michael, Dardael, Hertapal. Metal, gold. Stones, diamond, topaz, jacinth, sunstone, sardonyx. Olympic spirit, Och. His powers, long life, wisdom, transmutation, superlative honors. Colors of the pentacles of the sun, gold or yellow. Other operations for this day and planet. Treasures guarded by spirits are to be won. Oracular carpet of the key of Solomon made. Inscription of the talisman of the sun. First row 6, 32, 3, 34, 35, 1. Second row 7, 11, 27, 28, 8, 30. Third row 24, 14, 16, 15, 23, 19. Fourth row 13, 20, 22, 21, 17, 18. Fifth row, 25, 29, 10, 9, 26, 12. Sixth row, 36, 5, 33, 4, 2, 31. Interpretation of the inscription of the talisman. The numerical values of this figure compose the number of the demon of the sun, and also the Hebrew word for pure gold. This is a talisman of success and honor. Venus ruling Friday under the sign of Libra. Ruler of the first hour of Friday, Venus. Perfume of the planet Venus, musk, ambergris, lignum aloes and coral of the same color, mixed with the blood of a pigeon and the brains of a sparrow. Wood to be burned in a sacrifice to spirits, myrtle. Herb of the planet, verbena. Power of the planet, friendship, lovers and strangers. Demon of the day, Beshad. Angels, Anael, Rachiel, Sachiel. Metal of Venus, copper. Stones, emerald, amethyst, carbuncle, pearl or diamond. Olympic spirit, Haggith. His powers, love, beauty, transmutation, familiars. Color of the pentacles of Venus, green. Other operations for this day and planet, works of love or favor. Inscription of the Hebrew talisman of Venus. First row, 22, 47, 16, 41, 10, 35, 4. Second row, 5, 23, 48, 17, 42, 11, 29. Third row, 30, 6, 24, 49, 18, 36, 12. Fourth row, 13, 21, 7, 25, 43, 19, 37. Fifth row, 38, 14, 32, 1, 26, 44, 30. Sixth row, 21, 39, 8, 33, 2, 27, 45. Seventh row, 46, 15, 40, 9, 34, 3, 28. Meaning of the talisman. This inscription consists of the numerical value of the phrase, Secret Council of the Goddess Mene, Venus, and the total of the numbers is equal to the value, in letters, of the number of the intelligence of Venus. The talisman is drawn on copper, the metal of the planet, and is used for operations in which spirits connected with this planet are invoked. Mercury, ruling Wednesday under the sign of Gemini. Perfume of the planet, mastic, frankincense, cloves, cinquefoil and acates, added to the brain of a fox. Ruler of the first hour of Wednesday, Mercury. Wood to be burned in a sacrifice to the spirits of the day, hazel. Herb of the planet, cinquefoil. Powers of the planet, loss, debt, fear. Demon of the day, Astaroth. Angels, Raphael, Miel, Seraphiel. Metal of Mercury, quicksilver, alloys or electrum, a silver-gold alloy. Stones, amethyst, lodestone, allecotria. Other stones used to represent Mercury, agate, turquoise, sapphire, opal. Olympic spirit, Ophiel. His powers, familiars, all knowledge, changing Mercury into gold. Colors of the pentacles of Mercury, mixed or purple. Inscription on the talisman of Mercury used in invoking the spirits of the planet. First row, 8, 58, 59, 5, 4, 62, 63, 1. Second row, 49, 15, 14, 52, 53, 11, 10, 56. Third row, 41, 23, 22, 44, 45, 19, 18, 48. Fourth row, 32, 34, 35, 29, 28, 38, 39, 25. Fifth row, 40, 26, 27, 37, 36, 30, 31, 33. Sixth row, 17, 47, 46, 20, 21, 43, 42, 24. Seventh row, 9, 55, 54, 12, 13, 51, 50, 16. Eighth row, 64, 2, 3, 61, 60, 6, 7, 57. Meaning of the talisman. The numbers add up to the Hebrew words Star of Mercury, and also to Tiriel, the name of a spirit of the planet. The total of 2080 is the number of the demon of the planet. The moon, ruling Monday under the sign of Cancer. Perfume of the moon. A dried frog's head, eyes from a bull, seed of a white poppy, camphor and frankincense, mixed with menstruous blood. Ruler of the first hour of Monday. Moon. Wood to be burned in a sacrifice to the spirit, willow. Herb of the moon, kynostates. Powers of the moon, policies, dreams, merchandise, theft. Demon of the day, Lucifer. Angels, Gabriel, Bilet, Misael, Abu Zohar. Metal of the moon, silver. Stones, pearl, crystal, spinel, rose quartz. Olympic spirit, Fool. His powers, transmutation, serving spirits, long life, medicine. Colors for the pentacles of the moon, silver or grey-white. Inscription for the talisman of the moon, inscribed on the metal of the planet and used during conjuration of the spirits of the moon. First row, 37, 78, 29, 70, 21, 62, 13, 54, 5. Second row, 6, 38, 79, 30, 71, 22, 63, 14 and 46. Third row, 47, 7, 39, 80, 31, 72, 23, 55, 15. Fourth row, 16, 48, 8, 40, 81, 32, 64, 24, 56. Fifth row, 57, 17, 49, 9, 41, 73, 33, 65, 25. Sixth row, 26, 58, 18, 50, 1, 42, 14, 34, 66. Seventh row, 67, 72, 59, 10, 51, 2, 43, 75, 35. Eighth row, 36, 68, 19, 60, 11, 52, 3, 44, 76. Ninth row, 77, 28, 69, 20, 61, 12, 53, 4, and 45. Appendices. Appendix 1. Powers and second conjuration of spirits. 1. Powers of the spirits according to the Lemegeton. There are 35 main categories of magical power bestowed by the spirits of the Lesser Key of Solomon. They may be arranged thus. Riches are bestowed by Bune and Shax, bravery by Ipos, flying by magic by Bathin and Geap, magical knowledge by Bathin, Person, Ose, Morax, Bifrons, Procel, Furcas, Geap, and Solus. Invisibility by Baal, Glacialabalas, Balaam. War and death by Laragie, Sabnak, Glacialabalas, Malpas, Marchiosas. Fire by Halpas. Wisdom by Baal, Guzian, Sagan. Love by Saitri, Beleth, Eligor, Phornius, Vual, Separ, Dantalian, Saleos, Geap, Raum, Gomeri. Destruction by Reum, Shax, Vine. Honor and promotion by Guzian, Belial, Naberius, Orobas, Ronobe, Orias, Berith. Drowning, etc. by Focalor and Vapar. Immobility by Agares, Foras, Asmodee. Visions by Dantalian. Philosophy by Buer, Geap, Murmur, Vapula. Rhetoric, etc. by Naberius, Ronobe, Phornius, Came. Enchantments by Seer. Languages by Agares, Ronobe, Phornius, Came. Treasures by Asmodee, Barbatos, Person, Andromalius, Foras, Cimeres, Ami, Valak, Gomeri. Thunder, winds, etc. by Furfur. Earthquakes by Agares. Friendship, etc. by Barbatos, Guzian, Botis. Music by Amduscius. Demotion by Agares and Raum. Alchemy by Berith, Zagan. Transformations by Zepar, Marbas, Ose, Andrealphus. Prophecy, past, present, and future by Flauros, Came, Vasago, Vual, Ammon, Alosen, Barbatos, Ipos, Astaroth, Person, Gusion, Vine, Botis, Orobas, Geap. Hatred and Revenge by Geap, Andras, and Flauros. Medicine by Marbas and Buer. Things Lost or Hidden by Vasago, Eligor, Shax, Seer, and Romalius. Secrets by Marbas, Aini, Astaroth, Furfur, Ose. Arts and Sciences by Phoenix, Bifrons, Gamigin, Solas, Paimon, Morax, Phornius, Procel, Furcas, Naberius, Asmodee, Reum, Glacialabalas, Dantalian. Intelligence and Wit by Ipos, Aini, Bune, Foras, Balaam, Zagan. Necromancy by Gamigin, Murmur. And Thieves by Valefor. 2. Second Conjuration to Reluctant Spirits. From the Lemegeton. I invoke, conjure, and command thee, O Spirit, naming the Spirit, to appear and show thyself in visible form here before this circle, in fair and handsome form, without artifice or deformity, in the name of On, by the names Y and V, which were heard and spoken by Adam, by the name Joth, which Jacob learned from the angel on the night when he wrestled with Esau and was saved from him. In the name of God Aglar, which is the name that Lot heard, and he and his people were saved. By the name Anahexaton, which Aaron spoke, and hence became wise. By the name Schemes Amathia, which was used by Joshua, and then the sun stayed in its place. In the name of Emmanuel, which was called out by the 3 children Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the flames, and they were saved. In the name of Alpha and Omega, which was spoken by Daniel, and which destroyed Bel and the monster. In the name Sabaoth, which Moses spoke, and then all the rivers and the streams of Egypt produced frogs, and these frogs went into the homes of the Egyptians and destroyed all things. In the name Eskerki Ariston, which was also spoken by Moses, when the rivers turned to blood. In the name Elion, which Moses used, and then there fell hail such as had never been seen since the beginning of the world. In the name of Adonai, which Moses spoke, and there came out locusts throughout Egypt, and they ate all that the hail had left behind. In the name Hagios, by the sigil of Adonai, and by those other names Jetros, Athenaros, and Paracletus, and by the three most secret sanctified names, Agla, On, Tetragrammaton, by the fearful day of judgment, by the moving sea of glass, before the visage of the greatest divinity, by the four beasts before the throne, with eyes in front and behind, by the fire of the throne, by the holy angels of paradise, by the very powerful knowledge of God, by the sigil Bastathia, by the name Primematum, used by Moses when the earth opened up and devoured Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Make thou true and accurate replies to my questions, and carry out my commands, in so far as thy functions allow. Come, therefore, pleasantly and in peace. Come in a visible shape and at once to do my bidding, and speak in a clear and easy voice, that I may understand thy words. Appendix 2. Third Conjuration to Reluctant Spirits. From the Lemegeton. I invoke and command thee, O Spirit, naming the Spirit, by all the resplendent and potent names of the great and unparalleled Jehovah Sabaoth, our Lord, to come here to this place instanter. Come from whichever place in the world thou art, and give answer to my questions, answers that shall be true and reasonable. Come then in visible form, come and speak pleasantly, and that I may understand thy words. I conjure thee, and thou art invoked, naming the Spirit, by all the names that have been spoken, and by the 7 secret names wherewith Solomon the king, son of David, did compel thee and thy fellow spirits in the brazen vessel. And these are thus: by Adonai, by Prerai, by Tetragrammaton, by Anahexaton, by Inesasensatoal, by Pathumaton, and by Itemon. Come visibly before this circle, obedient in every way to my desires. If thou dost come not, or disobey in any way, I will curse thee, and will cause thee to be stripped of thy powers, and consigned to the bottomless pit, where thou wilt remain until the day of judgment. I will cause thee to be bound to the waters of everlasting flame, fire, and brimstone. Come then and appear before this circle to obey me utterly. And otherwise thou art cursed in the name of the most powerful Lord, in the name in the name Sarai, in the name Primematum, the supreme power of all heaven, and in the name of the Lord who created the entire world, all within it in the space of 6 days. Come then, naming the Spirit, through the virtue of the most holy and efficacious names Adonai, Sabaoth, Amioram. Come in the name of Adonai. Appendix 3. Command to the King of the Reluctant Spirit. O great and potent King of the Spirit, naming the Spirit, thou who ruleth in the name of the greatest God El over the entire company of the spirits, I conjure and order thee by the special and truest name of God, by the name of that God whom thou dost worship, and who created all, in the names Jehovah Tetragrammaton, of he who caused thee and the other fallen angels to be cast down from heaven, the creator of heaven, of earth, and of hell, and of all the powers therein, by the powerful name Primematum. Thou art to compel and bind the Spirit, naming the Spirit, to appear here before me in visible and pleasant form, harmlessly to answer my questions and commands, to achieve the purpose of my desires, whatever this may be, and if it be appropriate to his function. This is through the power of God in the name El, which rules over all things, no matter what they may be. Appendix 4. Invocation to a rebellious spirit, the burning. Thou hast refused to come, O Spirit, naming the Spirit. Therefore I, who have the power conferred upon me by virtue of the great names of the Almighty, Elohim Sabaoth, will cause upon thee a burning, which will be put into operation forthwith. I have thy name and seal, these are in this box, and I shall destroy both by putting them in this fire. Then they will be relegated to oblivion. Come then immediately in friendship and clear to see, gently and without causing alarm or hurt. Come and give answers to that which I will ask thee, such being things within thy powers, and also obey me in every way. Appendix 5. Curse of Chains, addressed to reluctant spirits. O Spirit, naming the Spirit, thou who art not only inimical but disobedient, I am going to curse thee with the power invested in me by virtue of the names in which I have called thee. Thou art accursed, and consigned to the lowest depth of the bottomless pit until the day of judgment. There thou shalt stay in the fire of brimstone, except shouldst thou appear now in this, the triangle before my circle, submissive, in peace, and invisible shape. Come, Spirit, naming the Spirit, in the name of Adonai, Sabaoth, Adonai, Amioram. Come now, for Adonai, the Lord of all lords, orders thee. Amen. Appendix 6. Second invocation to a rebellious spirit, the pit. Spirit, naming the Spirit, thou who art yet rebellious and refuseth to appear before me here in this triangle, and still will not tell me that which I desire to know, I shall curse thee by the power that has been imparted to me by the Lord, by Jehovah Tetragrammaton, by the Creator of heaven, of earth, and of hell, by the all-powerful Lord of all things. Thou art cursed. I herewith consign thee to the bottomless pit, the pit filled with the everlasting fire until judgment day. May thou be accursed by heaven, by hell, by the sun and moon and planets. Just as thy name and sigil are bound in this box over these flames in this circle, so will they be burned in the everlasting fire. In the name of Tetragrammaton, Annex Hexaton, Prime Matem, thou wilt be forced, O Spirit, named here, into that fire, and eternally consigned and held there for ever and ever. Amen. A request. If you enjoyed this book, please review it on Amazon and Goodreads. Reviews are an author's best friend. To stay in touch with news on forthcoming editions of Idris Shah Works, please sign up for the mailing list at bit.ly/ISF list. And to follow him on social media, please go to any of the following links: twitter.com/Idris Shah, facebook.com/Idris Shah, youtube.com/Idris Shah 999, pinterest.com/Idris Shah, on Goodreads at bit.ly/isgoodreads, idrisshah.tumblr.com, or the main website at idrisshahfoundation.org. That was The Secret Law of Magic, Books of the Sorcerers, by Idris Shah. First published 1957, published in this edition 2016. This work is copyright the estate of Idris Shah, all rights reserved. This audiobook has been narrated by David Alt.